and we're going to recap what we did here. So welcome everyone to this recording. We're on Bereshit, Perek 18, verse 19, and we're talking about Avram's relationship with Hashem. The pasuk says, "Ki yeda'ativ," I know him. I know him singly, uniquely, specially. Leman asher yitzaveh banav et beito acharav, that he will command his children and his home after him. V'shamru derech Hashem, they will keep the way of Hashem, to do tzedek u'mishpat, to do righteousness and to do justice. All of these things. Leman havi Hashem al Avraham. So therefore, this creates the conditions that Hashem could then bring al Avraham all of the blessings. Asher diber alav. So now this ki yeda'ativ for the Ramban is going to relate to a unique place that righteous people have with Hashem. And when we read it, it caused us pause. So, I want to jump to this and then we'll come back. He does Rashi correctly and what does the word mean in Leman, but he says the correct interpretation appears to me that the word yeda'ativ literally means knowing. He is thus alluding that God's knowledge, which is synonymous with his providence, he jumped to that in the lower world, in our world, is to guard the species, and even the children of men are subject, despite it, to the circumstantial evil occurrences until the time of their visitation comes. So what does the Ramban mean here? Is that divine protection is, this caused us pause, is extended sort of to the worthy, but as regards his pious, he directs his providence to know each one individually, so that his watch constantly attaches to him. His knowledge and remembrance of him never departs. As it says, he withdraweth not his eyes from the righteous. There are many verses on this theme. So, does anyone remember our discussion? We sort of consider Hashem's shefa, the divine overflow, the potential for us to seek him, to be unconditional. And yet the Ramban here seems to say that those of us that don't achieve this place of the righteous, everyone remember we had this discussion, are in a form of Hashgacha that's different. That's different. Anyone want to say anything? So we'll go to the Rabbeinu Bachya, who's the Ramban student. And then we will, I'm just trying to see if any of you guys are reading this differently than we read it. So let's, I'm going midway here, the first paragraph, a few lines up. The words ki yeda'ativ, this is the Rambam's cousin and his student, Rabbeinu Bachya. The words ki yeda'ativ single out Avraham from other ordinary human beings who do not enjoy the constant supervision by God of what they do and what happens to them. The righteous enjoy this advantage over their secular-oriented fellow human beings. Does anyone take exception to that today? You should appreciate that Hashem operates in this universe by means of both general providence, Hashgacha klalit, and Hashgacha pratit, supervision of a general kind and supervision of a particular personal kind. We have a verse in Jeremiah which spells this out. The text is Gedolei.
How can I get back? I lost all the writing. I have your faces. What did I do wrong? Anybody have a suggestion? Because I was following the reading and then at some point something changed.
The reading went away?
Yeah, my reading went away. Does anyone?
So I'm going to stop all the share and I'm going to start the share again.
Okay.
Just see if that does the fix.
Okay, thank you.
Let's see if that does the fix. You have it now, Jeff?
Well, it says yeah. Now I'm okay.
Yeah,
Okay, thank you.
we got lucky.
Okay, thank you so much.
So גדול העצה ורב העלילה אשר עיניך פקוחות על כל דרכי בני אדם לתת איש כדרכיו. Wondrous in purpose and mighty indeed, whose eyes observe all the ways of men, so as to repay every man according to his ways and with the proper fruits of his deeds. Considering other living creatures, however, God's supervision of their fate is of more general nature. It concerns itself only with preserving the respective species. But now he comes to Hashgacha Pratit. He's called the personalized supervision, and that's usually the term we use. We never use the term Hashgacha Klali. We always say Hashgacha Pratit, the divine providence of the individual in terms of his feeling, his experience of God. Personalized supervision of mankind operates in the following manner. There is supervision in the sense that God is aware of all of man's actions and thoughts. This extends both to Jews and to Gentiles alike. We know this from the Psalms. Hayotzer yachad libam, hamevin el kol ma'asehem. He who fashions the hearts of all of them, who discerns all of their doings. So that's all of the humans that Hashem created. There is a relationship with God. The supervision becomes manifest in God's protecting people against mishaps. This type of benevolent supervision does not extend itself to Gentiles and not even to all Israelites except the righteous among them. So here but here he made a movement in saying benevolent supervision only falls on the worthy. Let me just add, in 21st century lingo, that would include worthy Gentiles, right? So the righteous among the Gentiles and the righteous among the Jews would find benevolent supervision. God saves the righteous from experiences the kinds of disasters which non-deserving people are prone to experience. This is meant by the words ki yadativ in our verse, according to the views of Ramban. The words ki yadativ are words by God directed at man. That's right. That's ki yadativ. We're talking about God knowing. God is informing our patriarchs that in order to qualify for this kind of benevolent supervision of their individual faiths, it is essential to be righteous. And now I just want to add, to make this more modern, anyone has the potential of being righteous. Once Avram was aware of this, he would have powerful incentive to command his offspring to observe God's commandments. This is spelled out in the word, so that God may indeed bring upon Avram all that he has promised him concerning them. This is our verse again. The reference once again to the four-letter ineffable name, Yud Kei Vav Kei, is an allusion to the same attribute of God which the patriarchs had not become familiar as guiding their own faiths, as God dealt with them on the basis of the attribute Shaddai, as we have talked about. So we can keep going here.
What are these Yud Kei and Vav Kei? What are the how did they bring into reality? What kind of attributes are we talking about?
So we can struggle with that offline, okay, Jeff?
Okay.
Yeah, we could struggle with that offline. In order that he may command his children, right, his sons and households after him, Rabbeinu Hananel writes as follows. The mere words of the patriarch in their lifetime were as binding as what is recorded in the written Torah at the time of revelation. See, I actually don't remember us reading this. This teaches you that oral traditions handed down from the times of the patriarch are as binding as laws written down in the text of the Torah as direct commandments from Hashem. After all, only the 10 commandments were heard by the people directly from the mouth of Hashem. The remainder of the written Torah was communicated to us by a prophet, Moses, who wrote them down and taught them to the people. Just as there is no qualitative difference between the 10 commandments and the other commandments in the Torah, so there is no qualitative difference between traditions taught by Abraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, who were all prophets, and by Moses. Thus far, Rabbeinu Hananel. So this is very interesting. So, because we were focusing on Ki Yadativ, I know him, right? We ignored that second, right? The second Liman, right? Right, Liman had, in order to bring the promises upon him, he has to reveal the mitzvahs. L'man asher yitzaveh, reveal the mitzvahs to his children. V'shamru derech Hashem lashot tzedakah u'mishpat. So here in chapter 19, we find ourselves having like a Ma'amad Har Sinai, a form of revelation and transmission and oral law that we hadn't really captured before. So if I were to try to address some of our pause from last time when we read this, I would say that everyone has the potential to do this, right? Derech Hashem, to the way of God, to do tzedek and mishpat, to do just and good, righteous and judge and proper judgment. And once you do that, you find yourself in a relationship with Hashem that puts you in this category of what they call benevolent supervision. So that would be my 21st century, or our reread of what we did from last time. Does anyone want to add to that?
Well, I have to say, I find it frightening.
Say again, Deborah, say again.
I find it a little bit frightening.
Well, that's okay. Explain it, though. That we were a little bit that way last time.
What if you can't get there? And
So
you can't get benevolent supervision if you.
So my answer to you is, don't worry, you can.
But,
you can.
And what if you can and things don't turn out? You do, and things don't turn out right. And what if you're a child?
Well, okay.
With an innocent child, and something terrible happens to you, and you didn't have benevolent supervision.
Right.
What's the parent supposed to think?
Right. So let me just do this now.
I'm not meaning to put Ramban.
No, this is excellent. Now I'm just, with your permission, I'll stop the recording and then we can just chat. We can chat. Where is it, Twitter? This pause something. Oh, wrong one.